Boop, beep, boop, beep, boop, beep, boop, beep, boop. Yeah, whatever. It'll probably work.
Whatever we do, change is coming. It's coming with the implosion of our Imperium, and it's coming with the rapid degradation of the ecosystem itself. And there's nothing we can do to stop it. It's how we cope with this change. Will we respond rationally? Will we learn to speak to the world with a new humility and recreate structures within our own communities for sustainability? Or will we continue to live in illusion? And in a way, it's a matter of awakening ourselves to our new reality and responding to it.
Well. Alright, it's another episode of the Best Word Show. I wonder if anyone's gonna even be here. It doesn't even matter. This show sucks anywhere. Well, I wonder what we have in store for ourselves today. I don't know. All I really know is that it's time. It's time for what? Whatever that time is. Question I ask is, can we create a more horizontal distribution power or not? I don't know what's possible, but the future holds. This ourselves in acting according to our consciousness now. It's just a way that others will feel entirely yes. Don't you just love that incredibly long intro? Why is the intro so long? Oh, right. It's because this show sucks. I forgot. Welcome to the best worst show on the internet. I'll be your host today. My name's Manuel Chavez III, or the Turd, depending on how you know me. And this is Griftcast IRL, that show that we designed one time because we were making fun of all the other grifters and stuff. Anyways, nice to see you. Hopefully you've had a nice last couple of your days. I've been busy doing things in my life trying to get shit together, and I hope you guys are doing well out there. If you're not doing well out there, I guess that's fine too. I mean, whatever you want. That's what it's, I guess, all about. I'm sitting here wearing my Sethward shirt. Look at this thing, man. Look at this thing. I got it in the mail. Yay! I got it in the mail. Anyways, I figured I would show it to you guys because it's a pretty cool shirt. I got it from my friend Sethward. He's another YouTuber, actually. He actually finally broke 100,000 subscribers. And you know what? I can be nothing but proud of my man, Sethward. Congratulations to you, sir, and all of your success on the platform. And it feels good knowing that I told you that you could do it, and you were able to do it. And I know every single day you're still surprised because many years ago when me and Sethward were hanging out at the Jive Joint and he was explaining to me the craziness of his life before America's Got Talent and everything else. He was a guy that basically just really, I think, had a lot of really great talent, and it's good to see somebody that I feel deserves it, you know? 100,000 is not enough for this man. I'm sure he'll be up at 1 million here pretty soon. And I've shown his videos over here on the show before, but I figured I would just point it out and say, hey man, not everything that I touch turns to shit. Some people actually do really good after they talk to your man Defango, who understands the YouTube and the social medias. They just gotta do it, man. You just gotta post videos and shit. This dude's been grinding his wee into the ground, and finally he's made it somewhere. And I mean, even then, he's got 100,000 subscribers, and sometimes he's only getting 3,000 views. So it's not just me. You know, there's really big channels out there that don't get pushed out into the algorithm. Sethward is a channel that hasn't been pushed out into the algorithm half as hard as it should. So honestly, just got to throw it out there to my mans. Thank you for sending me the shirt. I appreciate it. I'm on his Patreon. That's why he sent it to me or whatever. I had to send him my address and stuff, but I really like it. It's got all of his characters that he's done and shit. It's just really cool to be a part of something. Even though I'm not part of any of this, I don't have anything to do with none of that other than just being there and being like, yeah, dude, keep posting, man. You'll make it. You don't make garbage content like me. And everybody likes you, so you're gonna make it, okay? You're gonna make it, bro. Look, he made it. You made it, Sethward. All you had to do was listen to your boy. Half of the time, people don't listen to what I say. I tell them, hey, if you need help, just ask me, you know, send me a text message. They don't do it, and then they get mad at me later on. It's weird. It's just like, I'm here to help, folks. I'm never gonna be successful as the rest of y'all, but I could definitely help you guys get to where you're needing to go, because I feel like that's what God put me here for, right? To be like Job, except for helping people. Yeah. All right. Anyway, so yeah, that's pretty good. I just am like happy for it. I recommend that you go check out my boy Sethward's channel or whatever. Top of the hour. First thing I'm talking about Sethward, because, you know, that's a win, baby. 100,000 subscribers. Actually, 128K subscribers, to be perfectly honest. Once you break 100,000, that shit just starts to run up. It starts to run up. And you just got to be pretty, like, I guess, happy for it. You got to be happy for people sometimes, you know? Sometimes it's like, you just got to do what you got to do. I mean, honestly, think about where we've gone in all of the many years that we've been on the internet. It's really never been about the money. Although the last few years, I've definitely could have used a lot more money because I've eaten into my savings and I'm basically living paycheck to paycheck. But you know what? That's not any different than my life's ever been since before that. I think the only thing now is that sometimes it's a little more difficult to get jobs because people be like, well, wait a minute. It's the Defango guy. I created QAnon guy. Yeah, right. You could never do that. You don't know all these people. You suck, Defango. You didn't solve this account 3301 puzzle. Bitch, I've heard it all before. And you know what? I don't give a fuck. Actually, I kind of do give like a little bit of a fuck. But you know what? Stupid people talk shit. And, I mean, maybe one day we'll get our old YouTube channel back and, you know, like the world will just stop fucking, you know, giving us the bad end of the good side. But I don't know. But you know what it did remind me of, because people have been putting shit out there. Somebody posted this to me right here. and it's a short on YouTube from a channel that I've been subscribed to for a long time. I like his content. His name is Mr. Ballin. He creates shorts and like other YouTube content talking about the dark, scary, and mysterious. And I mean, what the fuck, bro? Seriously, I could never get away from this shit. And it's just like,
and all you gotta do is solve.
Why do people gotta put this back into the zeitgeist? I did all the work. I solved the shit, figure out who was behind it, all the way back to 2013 and shit with proof, and nobody gives a fuck about what I did. It sucks, man. But here's a video anyway.
Hardest internet puzzle in existence. In 2012,
hardest
an
internet
anonymous
puzzle
user
existence.
posted this message to a chat room challenging intelligent people to find the hidden message inside of it.
Can you believe that we found the dude that actually made the image and picture and everything, and we talked to him or whatever, and he was a nice guy, kind of a little bit weird or whatever, but overall...
Within minutes of it being posted, someone had found a hidden link inside of the image, which brought them to another image with another hidden message. And as soon as they got through this one, it brought them to many, many more, eventually giving way to physical locations around the globe. But every time someone had a breakthrough, it just brought them back into another puzzle that they had to solve that would bring them to another puzzle, and it went on and on. The world's best hackers worked tirelessly to be the first person to find the prize at the end of the scavenger hunt, but no one reported finding anything. A month after that first post went up, the same anonymous user announced that they had found their winners and that the puzzle was now shut off. Every January since 2012, they've launched a new puzzle.
Wow. Is that fucking Parker Wright himself right there? Oh my God.
And every year someone...
Maybe... Wait a minute. Maybe Mr. Ballin did do a little bit. I like that right there. Having that in the background right there is like... Whoa, Mr. Ballin. Whoa. Who the fuck told you about that? You been talking to Richard, motherfucker?
Wins, and we never know what the prize is because apparently it's worth staying silent for. And all you gotta do is solve the hardest internet puzzle.
Yeah, all you gotta do is solve the hardest internet puzzle in existence and stay silent about it. It blows me away to this day that people hate the third-class citizen, Manuel III Chavez, so much that they will not put respect on him for figuring that shit out, realizing that it was all fucking fake and just bullshit in the first place, down to having the emails that prove who made what and whatnot. And it's just like, I've gone to so many people, I've talked to so many people about it, and I'm just never going to get the due. It doesn't matter what YouTube channel it is. It doesn't matter what person it is. They're going to look at me. They're going to see fat Mexican guy who acts like a dummy. And they're going to be like, this guy could have never have done any of this stuff. You know, even though I did it fucking live, bitch. I did it live. We did the cicada thing 100% live. Hours of our lives. Nope, doesn't matter. I can't see the videos anymore because your channel's not got deleted. You don't fucking exist. I mean, shit. The videos of me where we accidentally fucking leaked the fucking trip code for QAnon all early and shit. That one time Matlock showed up on my shit and I was like, yo, don't you fucking talk about that shit. All that shit's gone. And what can we really do now other than just like kind of move forward? And, you know, a lot of people wonder, some people that are very close to me are like, why don't you just sit online all day, every day and post things? It's just because it's like, yo, I got to make money, dog. I can't afford to do that anymore. I got all these things and it's not like I'm making money online. I mean, that was never really the point. That was super nice when it happened or whatever. But there's a lot of people out there that LARP and try to make this their job. And it just drives me crazy sometimes. I mean, even old friends from years ago, like, are talking shit. They're like, well, I've never seen this guy with a woman before. And I'm like, well, you know, have you seen me with men before, though, right? So, you know, have I ever shared what, you know, my sexual preferences are with people? Most people assume that I like women, which is true. I do like women. But, you know, like, I have dated men before. So I don't get where people are at on this stuff. I thought it was 2023, and, you know, people get a little bit fucking weird. I used to go to music festivals and shit. I mean, weird shit happens. Sometimes you're just in the middle of the moment. What the fuck are you supposed to do? I'm not trying to justify anything to you. I'm just trying to tell you that I understand a lot more about this stuff, and I share a lot about my life with people, but there's still a lot that I don't talk about, and I let people just kind of think. And I find it very strange sometimes when I don't get the due that I feel I'm due. But that's when I remember that I was never really due anything. In life, nothing is promised, nothing is certain. At the end of the day, it's just kind of like a shit show, and then you die. Unless you're me, where you've died a couple of times, and then you got to keep coming back to the shit show. And you're just like, well, fine. I guess I'll just deal with it. I'll just deals with it. Yeah. And I mean, that's all I can really ever do is just deal with it. Because I don't get to have any of the benefits of the LGBTQ community. I don't get any of the benefits of being male. I don't get any of the benefits of being handsome and good looking. So, you know, that's why I call myself, you know, third class citizen, because I was made Will the third of his name. All right, the third class citizen. It's fine. You know, I thought it took super hackers and people that have extremely large brains to solve internet puzzles and shit like that. But no, it does. Apparently it does not. Not what I did it. What you did was a bunch of fake and gay shit, Defango. You suck. Get the fuck out of here. That's what I hear every single time. So I don't even care anymore. I just, you know, venting a little bit because I got to vent about something, because I feel like every time I go into something, something else happens, right? And I made a short about it. I talked about it very briefly, but there's some things that are happening in the Star Citizen community that, well, suck. It's like one of those situations again where everything was like status quo, and then I show up, and then all of a sudden shit gets real fucked up real fast. And yeah, that's kind of seems to be what's happening right now in the community. I'm still not really allowed to talk about everything. I got emails and all kinds of other information, but I have been sworn to secrecy. And what did Sethward say that I was? He said that I was a leaky bitch. No, he said I was a leaky faucet or whatever. And I was like, I'm not being a leaky faucet. I just made a short because I'm trying to test my people to see if they actually give a shit about this stuff. I didn't share nothing. Anyways, so when I started out in the Star Citizen universe, right, everything was seemingly okay. And then, yeah, we had a big row with that Cobra TV character, and he started talking a bunch of shit about me, kicked me out of the guild for saying the word fag in a private stream, even though they asked me to say it. And honestly, you know, being a dude that's dated other dudes before, I feel like I should have the ability to say that word without ever getting copped up on anybody. And I feel like I should not be having to be constantly, I don't know, what is that? Verbally assaulted by individuals who are not gay about my language. But, you know, it is what it is. You know, like I've dated men and females before. And I've been pretty clear about that. You know, I don't date anybody lately, though, is because I ain't got time for that shit. Running a YouTube channel and then being attacked like me doesn't put you in the position to want to add another person to the situation or put their lives in that type of jeopardy. Because, you know, if you don't remember, people be swatting us, people be trying to get at us. We've had to get restraining orders on people. We've showed you the paperwork. So it's not like some of these other LARPing ass bitches who make up stories and don't actually have any proof of them. On the au contraire, mon frere, I got all the proof. And then I make videos and I show all the proof. And then people be like, nah, Defango's a fucking fraud. He's a fucking liar. Don't listen to him. He's a liar. And then, oh, wait, they're not posting videos on YouTube anymore. It's almost like their whole entire world got rocked to its very core. They just had to stop posting because they fucked up so bad. Anyways. You know, I have beef with people. There's this one guy, his name's Carl Kaput. He's a YouTube streamer. Mad shit, talks mad shit to me. He was a part of Griftcast, Leaf Griftcast. He's the kind of individual that I see. And then all of a sudden, people start getting banned. And right when people start getting banned, he jumps ship because he don't want to get banned, right? But he was never really in it to win it in the first place. He was one of those characters that, you know, was there because he was trying to farm content. The thing that I get accused of all the time, even though I hardly ever post little videos, you know, because I don't got the time to cut that shit up. You know how many fucking Star Citizen videos I got? My computer is just like all Star Citizen videos with no one to edit them. I'm recording these videos for no one other than myself, right? So I could go back and look and be like, yep, I killed that guy. I killed that guy. I killed that guy. But anyways, it's like all of this evidence I've been collecting of all of our murderous things might even just be crazy because we got like messages and we've like really just like, it's just crazy getting singled out and targeted by a game company for playing their video game in the way that they do not like. Like, it's supposed to be an open world PvP game. But apparently us doing open world PvP is not okay. That's right. I don't know what we're supposed to do. You know, they're like, we don't like your kind around here, boy. Get your ass out of here. And I mean, it gets into so many levels and I just can't even talk about it until a couple more days. Like I shouldn't even be talking about it right now, but it's another situation like we were involved in previous. That's why I brought up the cicada stuff. That's why I brought up the Q stuff, is because this is going to be one of those situations that's exactly like that, where we have to expose something. It's going to shake a community. People are going to take sides. Some people are going to be toxic and fuck and say, well, it's just you guys. But what they don't realize is that we are the evil that is in check, so to speak. Like, you know, we're the bad guys, right? We're the bad guys. We are the bad guys. That's the role that we play in the game, right? And when we, the bad guys, are no longer there, that means that our boss, our leader, the guy that's been keeping it on the level is gone and no longer exists, including me, the other guy that's trying to keep it on the level, no longer exists. And when we're gone, when he's gone, really him, not me, can't really do anything. When he's gone, things are going to get a lot worse. And you're not going to be able to stop it. Like, think about that. We're the evil in the world, but we ain't even bad. Like, we're pretty much tame. But when we go away, or if we're forced to go away, I should say, what's going to come after us? What's going to come after us? All I know is that, whoa, dude, Sewer Guy Rob, bro! Thank you for the 55 months. 55 months straight solid. Sewer Guy Rob. Happy Groundhog Day to you too, and thank you for the 55 months. See, people still follow me. I've had a subscriber for 55 months, bitch. How many of y'all have that? 55 months. He's been here through everything. And you know what? He's been solid pretty much the entire time. He's been a subscriber longer than some other people that are moderators in this channel. Kind of crazy. But we appreciate you. Yeah. Yeah. We'll appreciate it. Yeah. So, right now, I mean, I like Star Citizen, guys. I like flying around in my spaceships. I like killing people, but it's gotten to the point where I'm getting banned for just playing the game. They're like, no, you're too good at the game, Defango. No, Defango, you can't sit at the PvP zone where people sell their illegal drugs and kill them so they don't sell illegal drugs in the system. That's not gameplay, sir. You're being a troll. You're griefing people for hours of their life, even though I'm having to sit there for hours of my life doing nothing, waiting for them. And, you know, I had to plan out all the routes and do all this work for like 5 years to figure out how to be effective at it. And yes, now I'm too fucking effective. And I'm not banned right now, but I was banned for 3 days and then 7 days. And the way that the gaming company hit me was just so crazy because, you know, not only am I a paid customer, I used to be a streamer promoting their game, and they're trying to tell me what I'm doing is bad, even though what I do is exactly the same thing that all their favorite popular streamers do. I guess I just do it better than them, or they cry about me, and they cry about my org. And I mean, at this point, I mean, I can almost honestly say that we literally have beaten Star Citizen. We have their entire team up their own ass about what they're going to do about us and how they're going to stop this whole situation. And it, to me, seems to be a situation where everything was status quo until I showed up into the mix. Because, you know, some people will go Google who I am and read about all the different things that I've been allegedly involved in, and will be like, wow. So the guy that made QAnon is now working with the Griefernet guys. What's that mean for us? Well, we should take them out. Well, you can try to take us out, but I don't recommend it. Like, honestly, the devil you know is better than the devil that you don't know. I know the devil. I whooped his ass. He's stuck down there with my flaming sword. I know where he at. I know him. New devil come? I'm fucking up that new devil because I'd rather have the old one than there's some new one that I don't fucking know. You know what I'm saying? I don't think they really get what's going on here, so I can't really talk much about it. It'll be a dedicated video once the embargo on everything goes up, because like this is a situation where like the game's either gonna keep going or it's gonna die. Because I think that once people start to realize what's truly happening here, it boils down to this: if you're playing a video game and somebody kills you in the video game and you have to go to the people that run the game and report that person because you can't beat them at the game, it's a problem, right? It's a problem. That's a problem. And that's the thing that I just can't even do. You know, like, that's the thing that I don't have to do. Yeah. Yeah. Think about that, guys. Think about that. I don't think a lot of people think about it. I think about it every day. Like, what am I doing in Star Citizen that hates people? Why does Cobra TV log out of servers the second that he sees that I'm on it? You know? Why does he just log the fuck out? Is it because I'm a bad person, or is it because he knows that he did me wrong and they don't have any contact with me because people that fucked up generally don't want to talk to you again because they don't want to hash it over again? I know I've had that happen in my life a lot of times, right? Where people know they fucked you over, they know they did you wrong, but instead of like saying sorry and fixing the situation, they just rather cut you out your life all completely. You know, like, I've had it happen countless times before, and I know I'm an asshole, but I'm generally right. I'm generally a nice guy. So, you know, what are we going to do with this whole situation? I don't know, man. It's vexing to me mostly because I'm not allowed to help, right? Like, there's a lot more that can be done in this situation that the guys aren't planning on doing because they don't respect or understand the level of intelligence that they're dealing with, because I, for the most part, like to dumb it down because I want to have fun. Because once you're really, really smart, you realize that life is more about the little bitty good times in the now than it is about the future or the past. I try to live in the now, right? And sometimes now sucks, right? But now is right now because you can't go back. And if you could go into the future, I mean, what are you really going to do? If you can see the future or you know what's coming, is that really going to help you change it? No, it's the future. It's just where you're going to be. If I could see the future or know where I was going, things would be exactly the same because I wouldn't be able to change it because it's the future. I mean, how do you even know? You don't know. But what I know is that I've spent a lot of time playing a video game, right, that I like. And I'm in jeopardy in the same way I was in jeopardy with YouTube and all these other things because not because my gameplay is bad, because flying around and killing people within the contents of the TOS is fine, you know, but other people can do it. I'm not allowed to do it because it's me and it's people, right? It's the people in these organizations who they give the power to, and you go watch their Twitch channels and you see them talk shit about you. Like, have you ever thought you would ever hear a game developer talking shit about you in their Twitch chat? Be like, oh, Griefernet, Queefernet. Yeah, those guys are just like, they think they're so cool. Be like, aren't you the guy on Twitch that thinks he's so cool? Like, what the fuck? What the fuck, Jake? Aren't you a fucking, like, video? Aren't you, like, the head of content management over at CIG or some shit like that? And the guys that dole out all the bans and shit like that work for you, allegedly? So, you know, shouldn't you not be talking shit about the people that play your game on your Twitch channel? You know, like, I don't think that companies want you doing that. Like, I know that Star Citizen's a different company and they let their people do that, but, you know, it'd be real bad if somebody was, you know, just collecting all of that stuff. Because, you know, when you find out that somebody has, like, a vendetta against you and you have evidence of it, you should probably say something about it, right? Yeah. There's a lot of things happening in that situation. I want to get into more detail and much deeper, but I can't probably do that till Monday. But I will say is that, yeah, the community's already been rocked. A lot of the key individuals in the community are aware. And right now, I think after the first round of things come out, we're going to see how the greater community takes affair to it. And some of them are going to be like, oh, yeah, we like it. Yeah, that's way better for us. But I don't think that they're going to see what the future holds. Because, you know, when a gaming company starts letting people solve in-game problems out of the game, it's just, that game's never going to last, bro. Yeah. They're not going to be there. They're not going to be there. Mm-hmm. So, I don't know what we're supposed to do, but, you know, I do know that I'm allegedly the bad guy. I'm the bad guy. Yeah, so I still want to talk about it. Like, it's just hard. It's hard as fuck. Because it's like, I feel like there's a lot of minutia to it, but after infiltrating Griefernet and figuring out that, you know, I mean, guys, let's just go take a look back real quick. I'm going to give you the story thus far. For me, at least. The Griefernet story. The Defango Griefernet origin story. So, I was just hanging out, bro. Hanging out, dude. And then I saw this video right here called The Great Kaboom. I saw this video called The Great Kaboom, and it's really what made me want to join. But it's like this right here. We meet again. Don't know when. Don't know when. But I know. Meet again. Some sunny day. Anyways, yeah. You know, like. Griefernet. What do? We hit events. We test their security to make sure their security is good. And it is not our fault that their security is always fucking bad. It's not our fault. I'm telling you right now, it's not our fault. And it's not like we've done a lot of it, but I mean, okay, yeah, we've done a lot of it, actually. There's been a lot of griefing going on over the last couple of months.
I don't really want to talk about Griffinet ever again because they're just kind of cringe. And
I'm cringe, bro. They're kind of cringe.
It's not like CIG are going to do it.
Croncy, you're cringe. You and your little 4,000 subscriber YouTube channel need to sit the fuck down.
Anything about them anytime soon.
Oh, I love this song too. But I can't play this song because we're going to be like getting strikes. But anyways, you know, like we here at Griefernet, we have a lot of people that do a lot of different stuff. We even have like Roy's Guide. And Roy's Guide puts out content. And here's something that basically I think is going to give you, if you want to know what's really going on, I got to show you this. Right? Yeah.
Hello, everybody, and welcome on board the experience. This was quite a rough start, I would say. Wouldn't you agree to that?
It's always Star Citizen.
Great. Yeah, well, this was actually, we had to leave somebody behind, so we are just hovering here just for a bit to see if we can get everybody on board. At the moment right now, we have a criminal on board as well. Apparently someone infiltrated the ship in their attempt, so
infiltrated
we're trying to locate
the ship?
right now.
Oh. Hello, this is Roy from Roy's Guide, and I'd like to read you a poem. In shadows cast by silent tears, grief whispers through the passing years. A heavy heart, a vacant stare, lost in the echo of despair. Memories linger, haunting near, a symphony of pain we fear. Through darkened valleys we must tread grief's path, where love and sorrow wed. Yet in the depths a strength resides, a tender grace that grief provides. For every ache, a tale of love, a testament to skies above. A dance of sorrow, a bittersweet chance, an experience both cruel and trance. In grief's embrace we find the art of healing wounded, broken hearts. Through tears that fall like gentle rain, Griefernet's wrath rises yet again.
Let's fucking go! Jive's on board. Jive's on board. Sprechen Sie Deutsch, you fucking losers!
Sprechen Sie Deutsch, you fucking losers! We passed up on the stair. We spoke, I wasn't when, although I wasn't there. He said I was his friend, which came as a surprise. I spoke into his eyes. I thought you died alone a long, long time ago. Oh no, not me. We've never lost control. Face to face with the man who sold the world. We literally had somebody record that for this.
somebody on your security could be compromised. Remember, these guys believe in the long con. Make sure you vet every single person that's in your organization. From now on, you need to sit down with every single one of them and figure out who the hell they are.
Yeah, dude. Gotta figure out who they are.
Be on its own terms.
Star Citizen.
You gotta figure out who they are. Anyways, so if that seems like you're probably wondering, Defango, why did you show us that video? And I can't tell you why I showed you that video. All I can tell you is that this video is, what's the proper verbiage for it? This video is pivotal in understanding the future of where the game's going, or maybe where it's not going. And I think it's a huge problem. You know, I care about these things a lot. Care about it more than the news, but I'm supposed to be talking to you about. But, you know, they say that it doesn't take us a lot of time to set this kind of thing up. It doesn't take us a lot of time to do any of this stuff. And they say that they don't want us doing this kind of stuff no more. No more. No more. No more. No more. No more. But it's like, this is emergent PvP gameplay, right? This is what it's supposed to be. They're supposed to have security. They spent 155 million UEC on security to get blown up by a torpedo because they told their security to wait in the Aaron Halo belt 3 million miles away. But we're the fucking griefers, dude. People paid 25 million a ticket to get onto that ride. You kind of think they should be mad at the people that were running the event for, you know, I don't know, not stopping us. But then again, are we just too highly effective? I mean, are we? Are we? Are we? I don't know. What I do know is that, you know, just go look at what's been happening. Go check out Roy's guide. Go watch the Griefernet videos. Assemble the accoutrement inside of your grey matter. Let it process for a little bit and then see what's going on here. Because, like I said, if we can't do it, that means that somebody else is going to do it, which means they're not going to have our fucking rules. They're going to have our ideas. And they're going to have having fun, you know? Like, when we do this shit, I'm laughing like a motherfucker. Like, you know? Cackling, in fact. Because it's just so hilarious to me. I have more fun doing this. It's like, great. And then they're telling me that I can't have fun anymore. And it's just like, fuck, man. Everywhere I go. Always the same. No, I have too much fun. And if they don't want me to come around no more. You know, it's always the same. Never changes. I'm out here playing 5G chess. They're playing 3D chess, thinking they're playing 4D chess, and I'm actually playing 8D chess. I don't know, you know, like, it gets all weird. It's basically pointless to talk about the Ds after 6Ds, because, you know, 5Ds is generally the max, because that's when you get to the gangbang coefficient, but after you hit the gangbang coefficient, it's all just kind of crazy after that. So, you know, you heard it here first. That's a real thing. You may not think it's a real thing, but you know what? When it's finally made a real thing, we might finally start getting some unlimited energy around this bitch. You know what I'm saying? We might start getting fusion, but nobody knows what I'm talking about because it's about 56 years away. So it's not going to happen during my time. But like after I die, like maybe. Yeah. We're playing 69D chess in Houston. Let me know what you're doing. Right. And if you got that joke, you're a fucking degenerate. You're a degenerate. I guess I should actually talk about the news now. I don't want to talk about the news now. It sucks. Well, I mean, we do have some new stuff that we could talk about. I can't. I've already talked too long. I'm probably gonna get kicked out. Fucking Grifford or some shit. Safer's probably pissed already. But no, he's still playing. They're still playing fucking that one game, so we're good. Turned up. Oh, why? Like, okay. So what? Just too good. I get it. I'm not even a great dogfighter. I'm not even the best pilot in the game. I don't need to be. I don't need to be. I don't need all the followers and I don't need all the money. I just need my boys. Me and the boys will figure it out. But I just really hope that I hope they realize that they fucked up. Because if they don't realize that, that's like a fucking waste. A waste of like $800 million. Stupid. Dumb shit. The man who solved the world. All right. Let's do a little quick meditation now. All right, everybody. I want you to take a nice deep breath in and out. In and out. I'm just kidding. We don't have to do that. Although taking big deep breaths like that sometimes definitely helps you recenter your energetic center or your chi or your ki or your what? Is it chi? Ki? Me? I don't know. That energy shit that be traveling around inside of your goddamn body. Don't look at me like I'm supposed to have all the goddamn answer. I might, but it doesn't matter. I have been searching through my chi and feeling the wavelengths of the universe today, and I finally felt a disturbance in the force that is undisturbed itself. Seems like all of those timey-wimey, wibbly-wobbly bits in the world are starting to slowly untangle themselves together because the universe can be fucked with and the strings can be manipulated by the puppeteers, but the puppeteers have to be good at what they do. And they have to be going in line with the universal coefficient or things like this happen. And I mean, people have been talking about it for the last few days. We've been kind of inching towards it where, Fani Willis started getting brought up as some sort of divorce case for some guy that she hired to investigate Trump and shit. And it turns out she was kind of getting a D from him and they were taking like trips and stuff. But like everybody was like, nah, dude, Fani wasn't doing that shit. Fani wasn't giving the Fani to that dude that she gave a job and paid a shitload of money to investigate Trump because they gon' get him. Well, it's official. She has finally admitted to the relationship with the prosecutor on the Trump Georgia case. Oh, God, no. No, why would you do that? You were this close to getting the bitch. You were this close to getting it. What is it? I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is with you women. I don't know what it is with you women and dick. I don't know what you guys think you're going to be getting away with this shit. We fucking know. You know what? We've been doing it a lot longer than you've been doing it, my friend. You know what? Remember back in the day when you couldn't get credit cards and shit, and the man was the one that was getting all the bread and stuff, and you were having to catch him cheating and shit and all that other crap? We know how that shit works, motherfucker. You ain't fucking you ain't no smarty. You ain't no goddamn genius. You didn't think that people were not going to figure this shit out. Like, come on. And then y'all always get fucked up because there's always another girl who's always going to be more vindictive or more pissed off and crazy than you. So, like, double. We know how y'all do it. We know what you do. You know, I ain't even trying to talk shit right now. I'm just saying. She got fucked up by another bitch. That's what happened here. You know what? We knew it was going to happen. The other guy, that dude, she stole his man. You can't be running around stealing people's mans, Fanny. You be stealing dick from other bitches, they going to get pissed. You know what? You're a black woman. You know how the hood works. Would you think it was going to be different because you a prosecutor now? No. You got to live your whole life like a prosecutor, not just like, you know, when you're on TV or in the courtroom and shit, and then just be like wilding and out, getting banged out in elevators and shit. Like, yeah, that's probably going to end up coming out pretty soon. Not going to really expound upon that shit, but maybe you've already seen the video, but you just haven't understood what you're seeing yet. That's how it usually goes. Anyways, most of the time people will watch something 3-4 times and be like, that's funny, look at that. But they haven't really understood what they've really seen. Right. Yes, Fulton County District Attorney Fani T. Willis, Democrat, acknowledged that she had a personal relationship, meaning that she was taking the D outside with an outside prosecutor she appointed to manage the election interference case against former President Donald Trump and his allies, but she denied that relationship has tainted the proceedings. Okay. Yeah. Okay, man. Okay, bitch. This is not tainted the proceedings in any way. Excuse me, ma'am. I would just like to tell you that you are not supposed to have relationships in that way. And the definition of tainted investigations, like what you're doing, is right up there at the top of the list. So I don't know if you really needed to file 176 pages, like and shit. But you know, that's just 176 pages of a black woman making excuses. And you know, honestly, I ain't got time for that shit, dog. I ain't got a time for 176 pages of excuses. Okay, we don't need that. We need woo. We don't care if she calls the accusations meritless and salacious. It doesn't matter. You ain't supposed to be doing that. It's literally part of your office and shit. Like in the bylaws that you had to like be like, solemnly swear. You know what I'm saying? So I just like her and Nathan Wade. Like, what did they think? That they were gonna get caught? This is like the most high profile case of the everywhere. Donald Trump and his allies are looking for any little piece of information to get you fucked. And guess what? They got you, bitch. Step down. Gave it to somebody else. Fire yourself. Fire your boyfriend. Take some more fucking state funds and go on another vacation. How about that? Why don't you go do that? That's fine. Go on. Do it. You're going to have a good time. You'll have a great time. I promise. Nobody gives a fuck. We ain't even going to miss you. We're not even going to miss you. We won't. But, you know, think about that. Here's another thing to think about. No funds paid to me in compensation for my role as special prosecutor have been shared with or provided to District Attorney Willis, says in an affidavit. Oh, really? No funds? But didn't y'all go on vacations and shit? It doesn't seem like that would be the case, would it? Yeah. Doesn't seem like the case. No, it's not the case. Not the case. So that's where we are on that. Like, how did you guys think that Trump was going to figure out some way of weaseling himself out of something? I mean, he hasn't weaseled himself out of this case. It's just that this case is just looking more and more like not good by the day. Like, it's getting harder and harder for the Democrat populace to try to prop this bitch up because, I mean, seriously, everything is breaking. Like, what are you supposed to do? Like, they lost 90% of their case the day they went into court with it. Okay, not bad. And now, you know, they've been losing little by little, not really making any progress. And then this comes out, completely halts everything because nobody really gives a shit anymore. Everybody cares about the prosecutorial misconduct. And her appointing her boyfriend to a job so that he could get taxpayer money. I mean, it's a story of this time. That's like white people shady shit that they do and they get in trouble for. You can't be doing that shit, dude. They make movies about this. What the fuck? Like, I've seen this on Lifetime. Are you kidding me? But, you know, what are we supposed to do? I don't know what we're supposed to do. All I know is that, you know, we need to, like, clean off the stink of one person and we need to put it up over here because it's a sad day in the history of the world, my friends. Carl Weathers has died. And honestly, this one hurts, man. This guy right here was a top-notch individual right here. He was like an actor and shit. He was in all kinds of movies. He was a linebacker in the NFL. Then he turned into a movie star. And shit, dog, he was in The Mandalorian. And shit, man. God, he was great. Freaking Carl Weathers, man, passed away. Rest in peace, Chubbs. Seriously, he played the greatest character of all time from from Happy Gilmore, the Happy Gilmore movie from Happy Madison Productions. You know, Adam Sandler, respect to the Jew man or whatever. You know, honestly, anything that I knew about Jews came from Adam Sandler probably or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like Jewishness was all pretty much like I just listened to Adam Sandler records, you know. So that was my idea of Jewish people for like the longest time. Which is funny, but you know, Adam Sandler saw something in Carl Weathers and he made him Chubbs, and he was still one of the greatest movie characters that ever existed. Happy Gilmore, one of the greatest movies that ever existed. You may not understand it when you watch it because you may think it's stupid or whatever, but that movie's fucking genius, bro. Genius. There is something about that movie that is genius. And if you don't know it, I'm not going to tell you about it. You got to watch it a few more times and then you'll start to realize the geniusness that Adam Sandler has in all of his movies. But when he made that one, you're like, holy shit. So, you know, it could be Mossad. I don't know if it is Mossad. He's never brought up Mossad in anything. The closest movie that I think, he ever made that had anything to do with Mossad was the Zohan. You remember that movie? Don't mess with the Zohan. The Israeli guy that like kick you in the face and shit. He was all bad as fuck. You know, he was like a special soldier or something. You probably didn't watch it. That was a pretty funny ass movie too. That was a pretty funny ass movie too. But yeah, Carl Weathers died. Kind of sad, man, dude. He hung out with Arnold Schwarzenegger in The Predator, man. He played Apollo Creed in the Rocky movies. Just a sad day, bro. It's a sad day. Sad day, indeed. Howdy, Aztec. How you doing? How's it going? You missed all the Star Citizen talk. We ain't talking about that shit no more. Oh, my God. Yeah. And so, you know, I guess the next thing to talk about for us today, or the next interesting thing that I saw, is that somebody sent me this video. And by sent me this video, I mean I found this video on Twitter because nobody sent it to me or whatever. I just wanted to sound cool. I found this video on Twitter, and it's from like within the last day or so in Las Vegas near the Westgate. Has anybody fucking seen George Clooney, Brad Pitt, or any of the other members, Don Cheadle, you know, anybody seen Oceans 11, 12, 13, 14? It's like, what the fuck is that? It looks like a cutter head of some kind, but it doesn't really look like a cutter head. It kind of looks like a snaky snake of some kind, like moving. I don't know. Maybe a tremor. It could be a tremor. You know, Tremors, the movie Tremors. Fucking Bill with the big gun. Anyways, you probably seen it. It seems weird. You know, like, is it in a sewer? Is it, what is this? I don't know what they're doing, but there's some sort of like cut wheel just cutting up. Maybe they're like making the parking garage or something. I don't know, bro. But I've seen that shit before, dog. I've seen it before. That's a fucking tremor. That's a tremor. Yeah, I don't know, bro. It could be the Ninja Turtles, but since when did the Ninja Turtles have the ability to do that shit? Like, what the fuck? It's like, yeah, I don't know. Not the sewer. Definitely a tremor. Yeah, it's definitely a tremor, sewer guy, Rob. Like, I think that's a tremor, bro. And I got the ladder on the side of the house already, just in case to get the fuck up there, but I don't got big enough bullets. Need bigger bullets. It's a tremor. But, you know, if that is just like a cutter head. But yeah, you can see the ground moving around it right here. Look, it goes right up, and then it moves around, and then it just keeps going down that way. Now, dude, I don't know, man. That's way too high up for a sewer, son. That's too high up for a sewer. I mean, if they're digging up from the ground with some type of like machinery or something, like that doesn't make any sense. Okay, like that the cutter head would have to be going up at such an angle that, like, how is it staying there? How is the top not crushing it coming down on it? Like, what is? I don't know. I can't explain that one. Hopefully, I find more information about it. But yeah, that shit seems a bit weird. That doesn't seem natural at all. No, sir. No, sir. So yeah, we are gonna keep an eye on whatever the hell is happening. You know, in Las Vegas, if the mole people be coming out or some shit, I'm gonna have to drive my ass down there and go fuck them up. I've done it before. I'll be like One Punch Man and shit. Be like, yo, motherfuckers. You know, like, I'm being nice to the mouses, okay? Because they're teeny tiny little mouses. But like mole people, y'all come up here and try to invade our shit again, I'm gonna fuck you up. No cap. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Las Vegas mole people. The mole people, since when do they got that kind of tech, bro? Mole people. I don't know. Anyways, so have you guys heard about not Pokemon? I mean, Palworld? Yeah, Palworld video game. It's supposedly like Pokemon. I've been playing it. I think it's pretty good. They got little pals you can get. You can catch them in your pal balls. And then your little pals, you could give them guns and shit. You know, you can make them like machine guns and handguns and muskets and like fucking miniguns and shit like that. It's actually pretty cool. You know, I like it. But it's a game that basically went from nothing, and now it's one of the most played games on the internet right now, blazing up the charts. And they said right now the server cost per month is $500K, bro. $500K. So they basically went from having nobody playing their game and nobody knowing anything about it within like a month or so. They're spending $500K a month on servers just to keep the game running, which is insane, dude. Like, this game is breaking all kinds of records. It's super fun. I was playing it. I was having fun. It actually seems difficult and stuff. You lose shit. You gotta go get your body back. It has all of the survival gameplay mechanics. You can build stuff. I mean, it's actually, to me, it's hilarious to think that everybody's been talking about it, making content saying, oh, Nintendo's gonna sue them and this is gonna happen. And I mean, there is shit that is going down, you know, like Nintendo is trying to boycott individuals that work for this company from ever working for any Nintendo property ever again, because it's seriously that popular. And I mean, Pokemon was one of the most popular franchises in video game history, basically keeping Nintendo on the map and where it is. So for something like this to be put out by such a small group of individuals and to be this popular is probably really fucking scary for them, because they could have created this game. They have the money. They have the technology. It could have been everywhere, and they chose not to, even though that was where gaming is. And even so, they could go and copy back Palworld and make Pokemon World, right? And it would basically be the same thing, except for without the guns. But would it still be fun is the real question that I actually have to have, because the addition of actually having your character having something to worry about because you could die and shit, you know, the Pokemons attack you too, as well as your other pals or whatever, your Palibon or your pals. Think about that. Like, there's just another level of the game that just makes it so good. And I mean, sure, you want to go around and fight. It's like what we talk about in Star Citizen, you know, what we were just talking about in Star Citizen, saying, hey, Star Citizen is changing. I don't think a lot of people realize that it's changing, but you know, like Palworld's a PvE game right now. You can't PvP people, but they're planning on putting that in. It's going to change the way the game is played, because people are going to be blowing out other people's bases and shit. People are going to be griefing other people. It's going to change. It's going to be crazy. It's going to be like Rust with Pokemon. And you know, like Star Citizen, it's supposed to be an open world where everybody's supposed to be able to go do what they want, but why do people getting banned for doing in-game shit? Like, oh, well, we went and hit an event that had security and shit. They were prepared for this and we still beat them. And then they reported us, and, you know, you're taking us out for not even doing anything, right? Like, people that didn't even shoot a torpedo are getting banned because they talked in chat. They were on the server, you know, like, what the fuck? Be like, yo, bro, only one person shot a torp. But the rest of us, you know, we're just hanging out, bro. What do you mean? What do you mean you banned me for griefing? I didn't do anything. I wasn't even on the server. Yeah. Have you ever gotten banned for some shit when you weren't even there? Be like, oh, yeah, dude, your friends did this and we're getting you too. Yeah. Think about that. Like, what's Pocket Pair going to do in that situation? They're going to be like, defend your base. I guess we'll come up with some better fucking, you know, like, we'll come up with some better guns and shit to help you defend your base. Maybe some turrets or something. But, you know, it's like Star Citizen's talking about that too. I just think about it. I had to bring that shit up. Right? Yeah. So if you think about this, it's like, you know, we're in this situation now where at one end of things, you know, we're looking at Palworld, and it's a PvE game. It's going to the PvE section. I mean, it's super popular. I see it, you know, very clearly going further. It's going to get bigger for sure, especially if they put PvP in the game. Like, it's going to be huge. And I think that it's really definitely going to get pissed Nintendo off. But, you know, the fact that Nintendo is taking like measures, are going to try to sue these people. They're blacklisting any of the devs that worked on the game for them and shit, you know, like, oh, and I guess I need to show some sauce on that. So let me pull that up here real quick. But yeah, you know, somebody actually posted it on Twitter earlier today. But yeah, it says it was on the Palworld community on Reddit. Japanese celebrities have been told to avoid mention of Palworld to avoid Pokemon backlash. Japanese entertainment professionals have been reportedly told to refrain from mentioning Palworld on public or social media to avoid potential backlash from the Pokemon company. And talent agencies are urging employees to not touch the Pokemon ripoff Palworld. Yep, that's right. Boasting over 19 million players, but talent agencies in Japan are telling their employees, guess what? Don't touch this game or you're gonna fucking get blacklisted. It's like basically very similar to what's happening here, dude. We're getting blacklisted, bro. We're gonna get blacklisted. No, you can't do open world PvP anymore, Defango. You are a bad man. You be hitting events and you're doing too good. You gotta stop. We're gonna ban you because a bunch of people were crying about you because they can't kill you in a video game. And I ain't even that good. Stupid. I wasn't even there. Although they didn't ban me that last round. They still banned me for 3 days and 7 days or some bullshit. Excessive grief. You've been excessive griefing. I've been sitting at fucking Brio's Breaking Yard killing motherfuckers. You know, like, what is excessive griefing about that? It's not my fault they can't kill me. Whose fault is that? Is that my fault? Is that my fault? Is that my fault? No, it's not my fault. Shit. Oh, fuck. Anyways. You take it into stride. You try to figure out what's happening in the world. You try to understand what these freaking people are doing. And honestly, I just don't know at some certain points. I just don't know. I just don't know. Whatever. Let's move on to another topic that's pretty hilarious. So everybody loves Elon Musk except for this heavy metal drummer who apparently cost him $56 billion. Oh, hey, isn't that more money than Elon Musk paid for Twitter? I feel like, wait. Elon Musk Twitter deal. Hold on a second. Yeah, that was $43 billion that he had spent on Twitter, just to put it out there. Elon Musk is being bashed by a heavy metal drummer who just cost him $56 billion. That's right. $56 billion. More money than he paid for fucking Twitter. Yeah. But yes, Elon Musk has suffered one of the biggest legal losses in United States history this week when the Tesla CEO was stripped of his $56 billion pay package in a case brought by an unlikely opponent, a former heavy metal drummer named Richard Tornetta, who sued Musk in 2018, basically held 9 shares of the company and got screwed out of, well, billions, I guess, when Elon Musk did his whole little snafu. And yeah, Elon Musk just basically overnight went into debt, default, and everything else. And it's just super weird that nobody's really talking about it. But yeah, the richest man in the world ain't so rich anymore because he was legally removed of $56 billion, which is in fact more money than he paid for Twitter. And in fact, I think that with the Twitter deal, that accounts for more than half of the overall earnings that he had. Let's see, Elon Musk net worth. Yeah, we're getting up there. Maybe it's a little less than half, right? A little less than half. But a lot of that other half is dependent on the $56 billion that he gave himself in the whole Tesla deal. So if that deal unwinds, then there's going to be a lot of other things unwinding right behind it, right? Because you got to remember, he's still more rich than Bill Gates, more rich than Bernard Arnault, and more rich than Jeff Bezos. But is he actually like going to be doing that great? What goes up must come down. But yes, the deal that he made was seen to be unfair to him and his fellow Tesla shareholders. And now a shitload of money, a huge chunk of his net worth, over a fourth of his net worth, is basically gone because he decided that, well, a bunch of these other people in his periphery were going to be getting a whole lot more money. Some of them just accepted it and moved on, but not the drummer guy who had the 9 shares who thought he should have gotten a whole lot more. Well, it looks like he's going to get a whole lot more, baby. Yeah. You got to think about it. This guy is going to be like etched into the annals of corporate litigation and law. You're going to be reading Tornetta vs. Musk. They're going to be reading about that at different shareholder meetings and shit like that. But just to think that, like, the plaintiff signs paperwork to file the lawsuit, then he just get out of the way. The investors don't pay the law firm, which takes on the case and contingencies as the lawyers did in Musk's case. Tornetta benefits from winning the case the same way other Tesla shareholders benefit, saving the company billions of dollars that a subservient board of directors paid to Musk. So yeah, they literally utilize legalese. Some dude who was basically a heavy metal drummer filed a lawsuit pro bono, got taken up basically pro bono on contingency, and he beat Elon Musk in court. And Elon Musk doesn't want you to think about this, because this is going to unwind a whole lot of shit starting now. Because if you don't remember, the Tesla was directly connected in a way to his purchase of Twitter and then renaming it into X and so on and so forth. And we know that that's been losing oodles and oodles of money. I mean, it's on the way down at 48 on the App Store because everybody's moving over to Threads and other places. And you got to think that another hit like this is really going to do it in the pocketbooks for him, because him making all those payments to people and all these other things are just not going to turn out in the same ways that he was. And then it kind of makes you wonder if things are really going to be looking up for him in the near future, which I just don't think that they are. You know, like, I never thought that they actually were, you know, they might make it out. They might be there. They might not. I don't know. It's unwinding. Things are coming back to the thing. But, you know, on top of that, you know, Tesla's got other news that's happening today that I had just seen. There was just a massive fucking recall for Teslas, guys. So, like, Tesla is not having a good time. Elon Musk is not having a good time at all. Like, Tesla is recalling another 2.2 million vehicles. So basically every vehicle that they've ever sold. I repeat, Tesla's having to do a recall on every Tesla that's been sold. Yeah. And it's all based on U.S. road vehicles and the font size of the warning lights on the dashboard display being too small. And they announced the recall by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, which discovered the problem during a routine audit of Tesla vehicles. Warning lights with a smaller font size can make critical safety information on the instrument panel difficult to read, increasing the risk of a crash, according to the agency's note. Uh-oh. Oh, no. Uh-oh. Spaghetti-o. Uh-oh. We haven't heard about anybody having any problems or any crashes, but, you know, Elon Musk, I mean, he's supposed to be number one guy, right? Everybody's going to have to get a new dashboard now. Well, pretty much everybody that has, like, you know, the older versions, I think it's the Model 3 that has the screen in the middle. They're going to have to rethink that. Like, whole thing. Like, Tesla's probably going to have to invent like a cluster instrument gauge for that goes, like, you know, somewhere near the wheel in order to fix it up. But it's just wood right after the other for Elon Musk. And it makes you think, like, is this all coming in stride because of some sort of, you know, Twitter thing? Or are we looking at, like, some other thing that's happening over here? I don't know. You know, we've talked about it at least a little bit, but Trump is having at least a decent time with everything that's been happening lately. Like, I don't know, you know, this Fani Willis thing doesn't work out, right? Which it doesn't really seem like it is working out. He's probably still going to end up on the ballot, which is exactly what we've been talking about. But then there was that other case, guys. Remember Jack Smith, the special prosecutor or whatnot? Within hours of my office sending a letter asking Jack Smith to produce information regarding his investigation, his case against Donald Trump was removed from the docket. Jack Smith owes the American people and Congress answers. all documents and communications concerning your authority to impanel a grand jury of the United States District Courts of the District of Columbia and Southern District of Florida, all documents and communications concerning your authority to offer immunity pursuant to 18 U.S.C. 6002 to individuals testifying before or either a grand jury, all documents and communications concerning your authority to seek a return of the indictment from either a grand jury, including to threaten the return of an indictment through a target letter, and all documents and communications concerning any oversights by the Department of Justice regarding any of these topics, specifically and including but not limited to all documents and communications exchanged between you and your office and the department concerning your decision to return an indictment of President Trump. Yeah, but it was announced the Trump January 6 case was removed from the DC court docket. So I thought that they were like going to be taking this guy out, like it was going to shut him down, but apparently not, dude. You know, I thought that was like that big, there was 4 big high-profile cases against him. We had the Fani Willis case, which is really fucked up now that Fani Willis has just admitted to doing bad shit. And then there was the J6 case with Jack Smith, and that one just got taken off of the docket. Why did it get taken off the docket? Why are they taking it off? Former President Donald Trump's March 4th trial date on charges for plotting to overthrow the results of the 2020 election has been dropped from the public calendar of the federal court in Washington, a sign of what has been long anticipated, that his claim of presidential immunity from the criminal prosecution would delay his trial while it remains on appeal. Yeah, but there could be something else that might actually have something to do with this, right? Because there is talk that the ex-Trump organization CFO Adam Weisselberg is in perjury talks, right? Former President Trump's chief financial officer is in plea talks with the Manhattan District Attorney to resolve potential perjury charges. Manhattan, isn't that in NYC where one of the other cases against him was going? I think that was the G.D. Carroll case, right? And then there was another case, I believe, in the Southern District of New York that he was having to deal with. So, presidential immunity, something about Jack Smith getting his case taken off the docket, but the appeals case hasn't been taken up. But then they're looking at this individual right here who was talking about, I don't know, fraud and things. Maybe they're trying to give somebody immunity for something. I don't know. But it feels like a lot of this stuff here is interconnected, because what they were saying is that Weisselberg struggled to explain why former President Donald Trump's Fifth Avenue triplex, which is less than 11,000 square feet, was listed on financial statement in the condition of 30,000 square feet. Interesting, but why would they care about his properties and his taxes unless there was something else going on? And that's what I think is going on, because if Weisselberg ends up pleading guilty to the perjury charge, it would mark his second criminal conviction. He previously pleaded guilty to a criminal charge and testified against the Trump Organization, which was convicted of 2022 tax evasion. Think about that. So, like, we still have a lot of motion in the Trump ocean and how they're actually trying to take him down. But it seems like just because one thing got taken up doesn't mean some of these other things aren't going to be going anywhere. And it looks right now like they're trying to go back and twist the thumb screws on people that they've already twisted thumb screws on to see if they can get them to, I don't know, shake over and make things come back. And it's the thing that they think. Expert thinks that the Trump CFO perjury charge caused the judge to slam the brakes on the fraud ruling. Yeah. See, I'm not the only one that thinks that, right? I'm not the only one that thinks it, because if you would be an expert in these types of things, you'd realize that the other thing doesn't really have enough potential to actually stop, because the appeal's still moving forward. We already know what the docket is on it, and there's no point in the judge basically doing anything if that's going on. But they would put an immediate slam on the brakes if they had something like this, where if they're already having a hard time winning the case, this could be the oomph that's going to move them across the finish line. And I don't think it is, to be clear. but I do think that that's what the play is, right? Because they got to make a play. They got to make a play because right now the plays ain't going too good, right? The United States of America is not at war, but Joe Biden and the family have to actually stand for U.S. troops that are getting killed in Jordan, right? Jordanian troops killing our people. Yeah, service members killed in Jordan attacks in Jordan last week. Do you guys even remember that? But if you have to think about it, we're still at the brink of another world war. We've been at it for a while, right? It's the Arab world versus the Christian world versus the Israel world or it's Israel versus everybody. I don't know. What we do know is that it's already started to go out. Service members, we're having people that are getting taken down. Joe Biden's having to go stand with families of folks that are basically getting busted up once again, right? And it seems that Biden is finally actually, taking a stand or delivering some orders, because not only are our people getting killed out there, there's been questions about all the Israeli settlers, because if you haven't really looked into the whole Israel-Hamas war, you probably don't know, but it's been going on for a lot longer than they told you. A lot more Palestinians have died. And on top of that, there's been this issue with these Israeli settlers who were basically coming into Palestine territory and taking over their lands, putting up fences and taking homes from people and shit. And it's been happening a lot, and in a very strange way. You gotta ask yourself, because Biden is calling himself a Zionist and he's saying that he's all about it, but he's issuing executive orders that target those Israeli settlers, specifically the ones that attack Palestinians, which is basically all of them, because they're attacking them to take their lands. That's how they settle. They show up, move the people out of the houses forcibly, and then just take them over. And then they say, oh, well, this is our land. It's Israel. This is Israel now. You guys can't walk here. You can't come over here. You can't cross the fence because you're Palestinian. We're better than you. So think about this. President Biden on Thursday signed an executive order allowing the U.S. to impose new sanctions on Israeli settlers and potentially Israeli politicians and government officials involved in violent attacks against Palestinians, which is basically every attack that Israel makes against Palestinians is a violent attack, because you literally have dudes that have broke-ass old AK-47s and the worst type of munitions that you could possibly imagine, versus the dudes that got fucking killer drones and shit. And, an Iron Dome that could shoot rockets out of the sky unaided by human interaction. So, who's the big bad and who's not the big bad? Oh, right. That's right. The bad people are the Palestinians. I forgot. No, they're not. Anyways. Unprecedented orders by by Joe Biden is the most significant step in any U.S. administration has ever taken in response to the Israeli violence that is being procured by settlers against Palestinians in the West Bank, which is crazy. There's been nearly 500 Israeli settler attacks against Palestinians since October 7th, according to a UN humanitarian report. And in those attacks, Israeli settlers have killed at least 8 Palestinians, including 1 child, and injured more than 115 others. That's right. Settlers. We're not talking about the Israeli army, folks. We're not talking about people wearing Israeli army gear. These are people that are going from Israel in their area, being paid to go and basically take people's property. You can't say that they're not taking it forcefully, because they are. They are injuring people, evacuating people, and basically just taking over their homes. And this is a humanitarian crisis that has been ongoing since far before October 7th. We're just talking about since October 7th, it's been 500 attacks. And even more so, it's these are the same people that have already been dealing with this type of shit for so much longer, right? And it hasn't gotten any better at all. And The Israeli government claims that it has taken robust action over the last months to tackle the problem, but it has led to a decrease in the number of violent attacks against Palestinians, but simply the numbers don't support that, which is, kind of normal, I guess. And it's crazy to think that the president would actually start raising these types of concerns when you go back and you actually realize that the United States is basically funding this entire thing. So that means you and our taxpayer dollars are going to basically fund the genocide of a people, which is kind of crazy to me. Like, we talk about illegal immigration, but at the same time, is the United States really opening up its borders to Palestinian refugees? Have you seen any Palestinians being offered to be brought into the United States? Because, we're taking all the illegal immigrants like right up the ass or whatever, dude. They're coming from all over the place and shit. But, if we truly cared about the plight of the Palestinian people, why has the United States not taken up refuges for them? Why haven't we offered anything to them to move them? Because obviously nobody really wants to let them move or take them. It's their land. They've been living there for much longer than some of the other people we know. And it's just kind of like a situation where you got to ask yourself, is this the United States finally starting to break a little bit policy wise? And what about the politicians? Because if you think about it, Netanyahu and the rest of the politicians that are out there have said some pretty horrendous stuff about these poor Palestinian people, to the point where, they try to degrade them like they're animals of some kind. So to me, it's like at least a positive move by the administration to, I don't know, maybe stop this, because it's been going on for a really, really long time. And I think it's only been accelerated ever since this whole entire, debacle on January 7th, October 7th. Because, obviously nobody supports Hamas and the terrorism that they started. But the thing is that nobody should be supporting what's happening to the Palestinian people either. It's kind of like y'all both bad. Two wrongs don't make a right, motherfuckers. I don't know. There's nothing there. And I just think it's crazy that we're paying for it. I see all kinds of other countries out there talking about it. And it seems like the ball has always been in Israel's court. Like, they're the ones that could just, stop. But apparently they don't want to, because they think they're better than everybody or something. Or, the Geneva Convention to them doesn't really fucking matter and shit. Which is crazy if you actually think about it. Because, didn't they make that shit up? Rules up for them? Right. I don't know, dude. Maybe it's NGOs bringing people into the United States. I don't know. All I really, truly do know is that it's crazy, dude. And, how crazy does it get? Well, did you know the United States started attacking in Syria again? Yeah, motherfuckers, we're bombing Syria again, bitches. Yep, these attacks are a response to Iran's strikes that killed 3 Americans. That's right. We have reports of U.S. strikes in Amakbul in the Majadin region in Syria. And Syrian media has already reported of large explosions that sounded at an American base in the Al-Omari oil field. Yep. And obviously the image is not of the current event, just in case anybody wanted to know. But yeah, watch Syria. Oh, right. Yeah, we're bombing Syria. Why are we bombing Syria? But isn't Jordan really close to Syria? Oh, yeah. Yep, that's right. Mm-hmm. So we're all wrapped up into all the turmoil going on out there, and we're supposed to be okay with it, I guess. Or we're supposed to be fine with these things rolling forward. And I'm clearly not fine with any of this shit, but during Trump, we didn't have this shit. Ain't nobody did shit. We didn't have no Russian invasion of Ukraine. But Putin was like, nah, man, I'm not gonna fuck with them. So but we have this. We got all this turmoil going on in fucking Israel, and the Middle East is starting to rack up, dude. The war machine is a rolling again. Military industrial complex is making the money, baby. See how it goes? It's like every time we get a Democratic president, all of a sudden, oh, this fucking money, the military industrial complex starts getting racked back up, and then wars be happening everywhere. That's why I think it's so important this next go round. But, you know, when we look at the news, we see exactly how much they don't want the dude in. They want us to keep the one that's making all this stuff happen. And he's not the guy for the job. We all know it. But I just don't think that people care anymore, to be perfectly frank, because it's not like the United States government has been able to really keep people together, right? We got people dying again, bros. I mean, did you hear this? Florida man charged with SIM swapping spree is a key suspect in the hacker group Octopus Scattered Spider. A 19-year-old Florida man was charged with wire fraud and aggravated identity theft and conspiring with others to use a SIM swapping to steal cryptocurrency. Sources close to the investigation tell Krebs on Security they accused a key member of the criminal hacking group that was blamed for a string of cybersecurity intrusions. Interesting. Phishing scams, Twilio support, gaining access to Okta, then utilizing their Okta access to gain access to basically, I don't know, everywhere. Noah Michael Urban of Palm Coast, Florida, stole at least $800,000 from 5 victims between August 2022 and March of 2023 in these SIM swapping attacks, going by the alias of Sosa and King Bob, among others. And he was this guy right here, little Blanco Nino, robbing millions of dollars from individuals. Damn, dude. You got fucked on a Discord. You got fucked over a Discord account, homie. Damn! Squid! What are you doing? What did you do, Squid? What did you do, Squid? I know you had something to do with this. You just carried account, gets fucking hacked, and then some shit happens. Oh, and then California team extradited to Florida, believed to be serial swatter. Alan Fillion facing age 17 facing felony charges over faking phone calls to send armed police to a mosque may have been active since 2021 in a serial string of swatting incidents. And you may be wondering why I cut over to this story so quickly, but I'm just going to tell you that these two things are very, very so much together. These people are right together. Right together. Young people nowadays are really smart. They love hacking. They like figuring out how to get access to stuff and doing all these big things. They're not like old ass me who could possibly do all of those things and whatnot, but it's just a lot smarter to realize that, you know, all of that heat isn't going to get you anything other than infamy. And I never wanted to be infamous, but guess what? I am now. That sucks. What are you going to do? But yeah, you know, somebody that was a serial swatter, maybe even connected to some swatting events against, I don't know, guys like Tim Pool. You just may never know. But it's like there's been a really big recent hit where a lot of these like different hacking groups keep getting picked up, and super young kids ages 17, 19 years old, sometimes even 13, 14 are getting hit because they understand code and they were just like me. The only difference was they didn't have somebody smart, or at least smarter than them and able to prove that they were smarter than them to listen to. So they're making all these huge mistakes because they think they're never going to get caught. And then they end up getting fucked over a Discord account. Like, that's how it works. Like, this is how it goes down, you know? They got the worst fucking OPSEC imaginable. Like, seriously, bro? You steal my fucking account. You leave everything just there for me to fucking read? Like, you didn't think that they were going to get the account back? Like, what the fuck, bro? Idiot. You're a fucking moron. And then you fucking take my account and I'm like the most fucking watched person on the planet because of the QAnon shit. And then you get fucked because it was my account. Oh, fuck, man. But anyways, yeah, I have there's a small little like key feature there that you might not even realize, but it's these kids, man. They just don't think about this stuff anymore. They don't understand what they're doing. And then they get screwed. Like, yeah. I'll never forget what I told this guy. I was like, yeah, how come you use a black guy as like a catfish for all of your shit? I can see why. I can see why. Why are you trying to catfish people with shit? Like, is your whole little hacking crew gonna come after me now? Because I know they fucking watching. You don't want to smoke, I'll tell you. You don't. Because I don't have to do anything. They gotta do it. Private eyes are watching you. They see your every move. Private eyes are watching you. Private eye watching you, watching you. Dun, 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 dun. Anyways, in other cybersecurity news that seems to be very interesting, CISA, the computer agency that overruns all of the computer stuff over there, that the government agency that, like I had to get certified and investigated over in order to do, computer work and shit. Yeah, well, those guys over at the CISA, the one that I had the letter from and shit like that, you remember, right? Yeah, you fucking remember. Well, they told everybody they had 24 fucking hours to shut down every instance of a widely used software product that was found to contain major cybersecurity vulnerabilities in January that had cybersecurity vulnerabilities since pretty much day one that they installed it on their networks, and they were even told about it multiple different times by multiple different people, and nobody ever did anything about it until about yesterday. Actually, it was yesterday, which is really hilarious to think about that we talked about this over a year ago. Over a year ago. Took them a whole fucking year. But now you got 24 hours to take it off. It went from not being a big deal to it being a really fucking big deal. Isn't it weird how that always happens with us? I don't know. This is kind of like strange. I'm just here. I'm just doing my thing. And then shit happens. But yes, the last missive we got on it was on January 19, where they told everybody to remediate the vulnerabilities, and everybody started doing so. But you'll remember that instead of me saying that they should have remediated the vulnerabilities, I told them to just get the fuck rid of it like entirely. And now they're finally taking the advice, because literally it is that bad. Like, the United States government has had some real bad exploits going on with them that is just not even going to be there. I mean, in addition to disconnecting their products, CISA is telling agencies to continue threat hunting on any systems that have been recently connected to the Ivani devices. Oh, really? So let's just take a look real quick. Ivani devices, Ivanti endpoint management. Oh, right. The neurons, the products and solutions, self-healing, IT automation bot, asset discovery and tracking, specialists, quick level actions, edge insights, controlling everything for the supply chain and unified man. Nope, this is totally fine, guys. We don't need to worry about any of this supply chain velocity, nothing. Yeah. Yeah, they just totally had access to like the entire supply chain and shit. No big deal, man. No, Defango, it's not a big problem. Shut the fuck up, sit the fuck down. You're not a part of this. Oh yeah? Well, thanks for listening, bitch. Anyways, in order to bring Bounty products back to service, CISA is directing agencies to follow a series of steps following with exporting the configuration settings and completing a factory reset of the products. Agencies are reported to report back to CISA on the status of the required actions by Monday, February 5th. And CISA has also said agencies running the affected products must assume Domain accounts associated with the affected products have been compromised. Therefore, by March 1st, agencies should reset passwords twice for on-premises accounts, revoke Kurobosa tickets, and then revoke tokens for cloud accounts and hybrid devices, while cloud-based devices should be disabled to revoke their device tokens. Yes, this supplemental direction is in effect until CISA determines that all agencies operating affected softwares have been performed all the required actions from this direction, and the direction is terminated through other appropriate action. Yep. So basically, they haven't really been talking about it, but they've said that officially the federal government exposure was only limited to 15 agencies that were utilizing the software. You know, no big deal. The way that they're trying to say it or whatever, but basically, TLDR, the United States government got its shit pushed in again through the Avanti products line, through some bad code that was uploaded, and you know, they just kind of had like access to like everything and stuff, and it's not a big deal. I mean, CISA's making it seem like it's like, it was only 15 agencies, bitches. You ain't got to worry about it. 15, not even a big deal. That was only 15, guys. But yes, supplemental directives actually came up. Migrate Avanti Connect Secure and Avanti Secure vulnerabilities. Yeah. They got a lot of stuff to actually have people to do. So I'm just hoping that we'll get some more work on all that. Probably will. I don't know. Maybe not. Who really knows? I don't really know. But what I do know is that's pretty interesting shit. Interesting shit. And then, well, I guess the last thing to even bring up today was probably the craziest thing. Like, I wanted to make a video about it, do a stream, and I'm glad I did it, because this is the type of shit you get strikes over when you go in too quickly and just try to get views on a subject because you're the first person to talk about it. But there was a guy named Justin Moen, and he apparently shot his father and beheaded him, and like posted a video of it, I believe, on YouTube or Facebook of something. Yeah, really fucked up, man. But I mean, the first day that the trial, this whole thing was going down and it was being talked about, there was a lot of talk about this guy being like a QAnon follower, being a Trump supporter, and all this other shit. And none of that was true, right? Because the guy actually had posts on his Facebooks and like Twitters that he was talking, you know, actually bad shit about Donald Trump and whatnot. So it just seems pretty crazy. But the guy basically was accused of showing his father's severed head during a politically charged online rant in this week after he shot his father to death using a handgun he only bought the day earlier, and that was in Bucks County, Pennsylvania. The dude's name was Justin Moen. He was arrested hours later after breaking into State National Guard facility about 100 miles away, armed with a 9mm 6-hour handgun missing one round, which is presumably the one round that he used to shoot his father. And yeah, he told authorities that he went to the military installation in an effort to mobilize the PA National Guards to raise arms against the federal government. Yes. And yeah, apparently his father, the 68-year-old Michael Moen, worked for the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers. That's right. That's right. And he was he indicated he wanted to speak with the Pennsylvania governor, Josh Shapiro, to join forces against the federal government. Yeah.
About a horrific crime in Bucks County. Authorities say 32-year-old Justin Moen shot his father before decapitating him and using his head as a prop in a politically charged video posted online. It is Friday afternoon. I'm Sarah Bloomquist.
And I'm Brian Taft. The big story on Action News today is the update from the Bucks County District Attorney. Along with new details about that gruesome killing, we also learn more about Moen's arrest in Lebanon County and how he got that gun police say was used to kill his father. Action News reporter Trish Hartman is live now in Doylestown with more on what was revealed today. Trish.
Yeah, let's see what they got this for us. What are they going to tell us? Engine X404 not found. The fuck? Stupid ad. Poor man's gold PMG. Coolest video on every YouTube. Saran wrapped it weird. Yeah. So, anyways, like honestly, they posted that video on YouTube and shit, and it's supposed to like be wrapped up with something else. Hold on a second. I think I actually have something that was related to that. I feel like breaking exclusives, wars of white supremacists, has been raining all day. Oh, I don't know. I thought I saw something. It was like a militia thing. Militia. There's like a thing that somebody had posted the other day about this militia thing that's happening. Where I don't know if it was through the Senate or whatever, but it was like just the day before we had a thing talking about a militia going forward. It was like a law against militias. I think that's what it was. Was militia? Like militia. What was it? There was just something about that. I swear to God, there was just something about that. But I don't see it anymore. And I just see stuff about Austin or whatever. I don't see anything else. Impeachment push and the militia's surprise move. That's what I was talking about. Maybe it's here. Nope, that's the Times audio. Let's look a little bit farther back. So if you see, we can actually find it. Militia. Here. Lewitton beheading victim shot by video Justin Mode before militia video. See that? Militia. There was literally just some news about militias where it was like somebody was trying to do, the Biden administration was coming up with a law. They were trying to put a law through the Senate about militias. But it's like literally, I don't see anything about it. But it's like they just had put it up there. And on top of that, it seems to have something to do with like some other bit of militia that was out there. I don't know, man. Seems like they're trying to create militias. Migrant suspects.
We don't touch anybody. Thank you, everybody. I mean, we're hearing a change when it comes to immigration in general from President Biden on down. To hear her talk about that, it is also directly related to the fact that these were police officers. Does that have any impact? Does that change anything?
Well, it's so complicated because, you know, you're a New Yorker. You move through the city every day as I do. We see these people. We touch these people. They're out looking for work. They're delivering our food. They're at the gas stations and the car wash. I mean, these are people who came in waves, you know, 170,000
waves
in New York City.
They came in waves.
This hardworking.
What kind of waves?
Throngs of people in search of hope and a better life. There is this 1%er, you know, criminal element that looks at a different opportunity here. These individuals, I went over their rap sheets yesterday. Multiple charges: grand larceny, robbery, attempted robbery, grand larceny, grand larceny. This particular crew operated on mopeds and scooters. They were doing organized retail theft. They were doing snatches on the street, iPhones, iPads, clothing, so on and so forth. One of them that they are still seeking has 10 charges on one day because he's part of a pattern that's been going on. And I'm looking at the dates that their arrest started, which is probably close to when they got here. They've only been here a couple of months. So what the detectives are telling me is they have crews here that operate in New York, do all their stealing, then go to Florida to spend the money and then come back. And I'm like, well, why don't they just stay and steal in Florida? And they said, because there you go to jail.
Oh.
There you go to jail.
Great reporting. Keep us posted on this.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, they go steal shit in New York City because they don't get taken to jail where nothing ever happens to them. Oh, boy. Yeah, migrants believed to have fled NYC after NYPD caught beating can't be arrested because they were freed without bail. Yeah. the migrants who may have hopped on a bus to California after being busted caught on video in a beatdown of 2 NYPD cops that couldn't be arrested even if law enforcement tracked them down because they were already freed without bail. So they're, I guess, no longer criminals. Yes. Darwin Andreas Gomez, Kelvin Sarita Arocha, Wilson Juarez, and Yorman Revron all skipped town after beating up some police officers. And they already got released without bail, so it's like they can't even be rearrested, so they're just going to go commit more crimes. And yeah, why would they go to California? Oh, right, probably because they could steal a whole bunch of shit and not have anything happen to them. Woo! Yeah. I feel like it's going to get a lot worse before it gets a lot better, my friends. You know, the news sucks, obviously. Weird shit be happening, but I mean, could anything else be worse? I mean, right now, there's a migrancy problem, apparently. But you know what? New York City, the same city that's getting their cops beat up on the streets by migrants, is launching a $53 million program to hand out prepaid credit cards to migrant families that are just hurting. That's right. Mayor Eric Adams' administration is going to start handing out prepaid credit cards to migrant families being put up in the Big Apple hotels in a $53 million pilot program run by New Jersey company Mobility Capital Finance to provide asylum seekers arriving at the Roosevelt Hotel with city cash to help them buy food. That's right. 500 migrant families in short-term hotel stays and will replace the current food services that were offered there. So instead of making them food and having them eat there at the location, they're going to be giving what amounts to being, I guess, some sort of like food stamps for immigrants. And those food stamps for immigrants are only going to be able to be used at bodegas, grocery stores, supermarkets, and convenience stores. And migrants must sign an affidavit swearing that they're only going to spend the funds on food and baby supplies or they will be kicked out of the program. The immediate response card initiative appears akin to the state's food program dubbed SNAP, which provides low-income New Yorkers with a credit card to cover costs of meals and will provide funds based on the same scale. So yes, New York City, they're giving the migrants credit cards now. Oh, yeah, that's what it is. Bill 3589, private paramilitary. There we go. That was the bill. Senator Ed Markey, Democrat, Massachusetts. That's the one. That's the one. Thank you. Prohibited unauthorized private paramilitary activity in the United States. The act may be cited as the Preventing Private Military Activity of 2024. Defines ammunition, armed forces, dangerous weapons, explosive or incendiary device, firearm, large capacity magazine feeding device, National Guard, person, private paramilitary organization, regularly organized state militia, state, unauthorized private paramilitary activity. It shall be unlawful to knowingly and circumvent in a circumstance described in the subsection while acting as a supporter on behalf of a private paramilitary organization armed with the firearm, explosive, or incendiary device or other dangerous weapons, to publicly patrol, drill, or engage in techniques capable of causing bodily harm, injury, or death, interfere with, interrupt, or attempt to interfere with or interrupt government operations or a government proceeding, interfere or intimidate another person in that person's exercise of any right under the Constitution of the United States, assume the functions of a law enforcement officer, peace officer, public official, whether or not acting under the color of law, and thereby assert authority or purport to assert authority over another person without the consent of that person, or to train to engage in any activity described in the paragraphs 1 through 4. Circumstances described in the section that could be conducted describe a subsection that involve travel across the state line or national border, or the use of channels, facilities, or instrumentalities of interstate or foreign commerce. Involve a firearm, explosion, or incendiary device or dangerous weapon that has traveled in interstate or foreign commerce. Involves the use of ammunition or large capacity ammunition feeding devices that have traveled in interstate or foreign commerce. Obstructs, delays, or affects interstate or foreign commerce. Occurs wholly with any Commonwealth territory or in possession of the United States. Exception: that shall not apply to armed forces of the United States, the National Guard, the naval militia, and any regularized organized state militia or any unorganized or reserve militia called into service by this state or the United States. A group of individuals who associate as a military organization solely for the purposes of historical reenactment or study, or a parade in public based on a bona fide veterans organization with no intent to engage in activities prohibited by the subsection. Students in the educational institution authorized by the federal government or the state to teach military science is prescribed as part of the course of training instruction when under the supervision of a military instructor, or members of an organization that is authorized under the federal or state law to provide paramilitary law enforcement or security services training, or to engage in the paramilitary activity, law enforcement, or security services when performing functions authorized by law, and in the case of paramilitary activity, law enforcement functions when under the direction or control of the governmental authority. Penalty: any person that violates subsection shall be fined under this title and imprisoned for not more than 1 year, or both, except that in the case of the violation does not result in bodily injury and is committed by a person who has not had a prior commission of this violation as being committed by violating a federal or state law, the person may be sentenced to probation for a term not more than 1 year. In a case of the violation that occurs after prior conviction of the section has become final, the person shall not be fined under title and imprisoned for not more than 2 years, or both. And in the case of the violation results into property damage, the person should be filed under this title and imprisoned for not more than 2 years, and both. And in the case of the violation that results in bodily injury, that person shall be fined under this title and imprisoned for not more than 5 years, or both. And death of the person shall be fined under this title and imprisoned for any term of years or for life. Shall not be infringed, huh? Wow, this kind of seems like you're not allowed to have a militia anymore. It seems like they're almost telling us that we're going to take your guns and then we're going to take away your ability to fight the government, because that's exactly what's happening right here. That's right. Any person who violates the subsection shall forfeit to the United States any property, personal, real, involved in, used, or intended to be used by in any manner, part, or to commit or to facilitate the commission of the violation, or that constitutes or is derived from the proceeds of traceable to the violation. Procedure: Section 413 of the Controlled Substances Act, with the exception of subsections A and D, shall apply to the criminal forfeiture of this property pursuant to this subsection. The rules of construction: nothing in this section shall be construed or to preclude a violation of the subsection A being committed by a person acting separately from other members of a private paramilitary organization, provided that the violation is committed in the furtherance or in coordination with the actions of other members. Nothing in this chapter can be construed as indicating an intent on the part of Congress to occupy the field in which any provisions of this chapter to operate the exclusion of local or state laws of the same subject matter, nor shall any provision of this chapter be construed to invalidate any provision of state law unless the provision of state law is inconsistent with any of the purposes of this chapter. Cool. So that means that this takes precedence over any state. So basically, it takes rights away from the state. It takes your right away to even become a militia member. And then it dictates what you as a militia member are capable of doing and what you're not capable of doing. And it's basically setting up anybody that even thinks about setting up a private military organization of any kind to basically shit fuck you. Civil remediation. Public right of action. Whether the Attorney General has reasonable cause to believe that any person or group of person is engaged in, is, or about to engage in any prohibited by subsection 2742, the Attorney General may bring civil action for preventative relief, including an application for permanent or temporary injunction, restraining order, or any other order that is appropriate in the appropriate district court of the United States. Private right of action. Any person injured as a result of any violation of subsection 2742 may bring civil action individually or jointly with other aggrieved persons in an appropriate district court in the United States for preventative relief, including the application for permanent or temporary injunction of a restraining order and other order for the damages incurred as a result of any violation of subsection 2742, including reasonable attorney fees and costs. Forfeiture. Any property subject to forfeiture pursuant to section 2742 may be forfeited to the United States in a civil case in accordance with the procedures set forth in Chapter 46. And clerical amendments. The table of chapters for Part 1 of Title 18 United States Code is amended by adding the following. 125, unauthorized private military activity. Yep. So if you think about it, they wrote all of this stuff, and it's a brand new thing because they're so entirely afraid of the United States people are going to rise up against the government in a way. And you got to think about this, is that this was introduced into the Senate on the 1st or January 16th, 2024. And within, I don't know how long was it? It wasn't that long. We got some crazy motherfuckers trying to kill some people and shit. Right? Isn't that what we were trying to look at? Right? Justin Moen, right? Justin Moen, 12 hours ago, beheading his father, going to a National Guard base and tried to raise a militia. Then the Biden administration is going to be like, see, yeah, we got to make sure that we pass this bill because we got to stop those crazy militia members. Yeah, we got to stop them crazy militia members. Yeah. So I guess we'll just make it a public paramilitary organization, and then we won't have to worry about any of that stuff, right? Yeah, pretty much. But yeah, it basically gives them carte blanche to take anything and everything away from you, even if they think that you're going to do something. That's what it says. It doesn't say that if you just do something, they can take all of their shit from you or your shit from you. They say that if they can prove that you've premeditated or you're thinking about doing something, meaning then they could take all of your shit, get you arrested, and put you in jail for it. But if you actually intended or managed to kill somebody, if you some way, shape, or form in your duties, but basically they could put you in jail for life with no possibility of parole. Which is kind of screaming in the face of everything that we actually, probably hold near and dear to being Americans. And they're literally trying to amend 18 United States Code, Title 18. They're trying to change Title 18 so that it's part of United States Code, which is the main criminal code of the federal government of the United States. By the way, does it seem very subtle? Seems subtle, doesn't it? They're just like, yeah, we don't want any militias. We're going to just make any militia activity illegal. That'll stop them. Because then we could just arrest them before they ever get big enough to take us on. Because I heard they got F-16s now or something. Yo, bro. Joe Biden, I'll fight you. I'll use my drone. You use your F-16. We'll see who wins. I'll take on any military pilot that you got, and I will shit in their cereal. And then ask them to go review the training simulators over at Sky Harbor Airport and ask them who is number one on the list and who has never been beaten. That would be me. It says DEF. Yeah. And let me tell you, Flyboys, you're never gonna beat it. You're never gonna beat it. I might not be able to take the G's, but you guys never let me test it. But you put me behind a drone. Not only will I take out all your homies, I'll take out all his homies. I be practicing, bitch, every day. Be all like, yeah, it'd be really fun. So yeah, that's where we're at. Everything's fine, bros. We got a lot of news in the world today. We got hacking happening. We got directives from the government. We got just a lot of stuff happening. Biden's really trying hard to use anything and everything he can to stop the Donald Trump menace from taking over. And they're really trying to pen every little thing into the books to make sure that militias don't have any ability to do anything out here. I mean, it's a pretty crazy place, bro. A lot of crazy stuff going on out here. I don't know, bro. Seems sus. Seems real sus, actually. It's super sus. It's like ultra sus. Like very sus. It's like the sussy wussiest of the. It's the sussiest of the wussy. Sussiest of the wussy. But that's pretty much it for me today. I got to go now. Hopefully you guys enjoyed having a little bit of time here with your man, Defango. Either way, I'm done for the day. So make sure you hit the like button, subscribe, share this with your friends, do all that good stuff. And I'll be back on the next one. Probably. I mean, we'll see what happens. Either way, 07 to you guys, my friends. I'm going to go play some Star Citizen. It'll probably be all right. We'll see what's happening. I don't really know. Just haven't been feeling it as much lately. I don't want to be like the baddest guy or whatever. But we'll go see what the boys are up to. Then we'll go have some fun. We'll throw some bitches. We're gonna throw some bitches. That's what we're gonna do. Throw some motherfuckers. Anyways, bye. See you later. Have a good one. Do your damn thing. Do your damn thing. I've been having like this thing, dude. Ring ging ging, ring ging ging, ring ging ging, ring ging ging, ring ging ging. Oh, Martin had a dream. Yeah, I had a dream.